Is this the end for Derrick Henry? Is this the end for Ryan Tannehill? It certainly looks so more for Tannehill than Derrick Henry, but there is a really solid chance that this could be Derrick Henry's last year as a Titan. They've brought in DeAndre Hopkins. I think D-Hop has a lot more left than what people have been insinuating this entire offseason. Now, is he Texans D-Hop? No. But I still think, much like Calvin Ridley could be top half number one, I think D-Hop could be top half number one in this league. You know, normally Tennessee historically has been the place where older wide receivers go to die. Andre Johnson, Randy Moss, and then even Julio Jones. I'm not putting DeAndre Hopkins in that same camp. I'm not putting D-Hop in that same category. It's going to be Ryan Tannehill. You know, it could be potentially Malik Willis. And if all things go to hell, it could be Will Levis. But D-Hop, with competent QB play, with Treylon Burke on the other side, with a good young tight end, and Derrick Henry in the backfield, that should be a good offense. Should. Now, there's some reason why it can't be, or it might not be. Number one, Ryan Tannehill. He could be the reason why they ascend, and he could be the reason that they descend. And that, in a nutshell, is what it is to have Ryan Tannehill as your starting franchise QB. And that's why they went out there 2 years ago and got Malik Willis, and that's why this past year they went out there and got Will Levis. So, if Ryan Tannehill can flash with, I think, a still really good D-Hop, with Burks on the other side, good young tight end, and King Henry in the backfield. Now the problem number two, is the O-line. They went out there and got Skronsky in the draft. That was a good addition, but there's a lot of holes to be plugged on this O-line. And allegedly, early reports, the O-line has not looked the greatest so far in camp. Doesn't mean that much, but it is what it is. So if that is now going to be a weakness, we know they can run block because of Derrick Henry, right? They can run block. But pass pro, how's that going to work with a makeshift O-line? Now that you have D-Hop, Ryan Tannehill is going to want to throw the ball a lot. They changed OCs, and the OC has promised to be more dynamic in the play calling. Now, on the surface, that doesn't sound like Derrick Henry's going to get 400 touches, but something tells me by the end of the year, D-Hop is going to end up, Derrick Henry's going to end up with his usual 300 to 400 carries. But anyway, OC is promising more balanced offense, more dynamic offense. D-Hop and Burks should be allowed to, flourish. They should be allowed to stretch the field. They should be allowed to get vertical. If they can do that, then I think I like their chances in this division. That's the pathway where I think they can sneak up and, in my opinion, overtake Jacksonville. If Jacksonville's defense is as problematic as I think it can be, or it could be, if the offense can be more dynamic, because I think the defense is solid. They've lost a lot of players, as you see here, but I actually like the Titans' defense. When it comes to who they've lost, I'm not really concerned about too many of this. But Bud Dupree, I'm not the biggest Bud Dupree guy. Robert Woods wasn't doing anything. Taylor Lewan was making too much money. Like, you can make cases for all the people. Let me see, it pulled up on the screen. You can make cases for all these people that they've lost, right? Again, Dupree, Woods, Taylor Lewan, Austin Hooper. Like, there's Josh Dobbs. Come on. It's like there's actual pertinent reasons for those guys to be let go. However, with what's left and with what's remaining, as we get to the depth chart, this is where you're going to have to see, how does this work? Because obviously, offensively, look, they got Treylon Burks, who, again, I think Burks is really good. He's not number one good to me, so I think having D-Hop across from him will do wonders for him and open up some lanes for him. King Henry is King Henry. I like the tight end. Okonwu my guy Greg Larner, who I'm going to have on Thursday. He's been selling Okonwu on me since last year. I've watched him. He's good. You would assume, again, the D-Hop factor should open up things, not only in the run game for Derrick Henry, but it should open up space for Treylon Burks, and it should open up even more space for Okonwu. But this O-line, man. I don't know. This O-line is not. Now, defensively, I think this is where they got the Jags beat. And this is why I could see why people think the Titans could actually overtake the Jags. Because let's start with Jeffrey Simmons. He's not, but arguably the best interior lineman in the league. They gave him his money. He's in the fold. He's a game disruptor. Okay? And I think they funnel everything through him as they should. And he's just excelled. So I think Jeffrey Simmons anchoring that line, now everything else gets to funnel back. I like the back four. A little long in the tooth in the safeties. But I like the back four. But to me, it begins and ends with Jeffrey Simmons. If he's going to be the disruptor that we know him to be, I think that's where the Titans' defense begins and ends. Everything else feeds off of what Jeffrey Simmons is able to do in that middle. So I think that's the difference between the Titans and the Jags. The Jags don't have someone on that line who is a disruptor. They have drafted people to be that, but it hasn't worked. Josh Allen is good, but he's no Jeffrey Simmons. I know different positions, but in terms of impact on the game, teams fear Jeffrey Simmons. They do not fear Josh Allen. So, where does this put us with the Tennessee Titans? Let's look at what Vegas thinks. Titans, 7.5 wins over under. Let me know live in the chat, on a replay in the comments, over under Titans 7.5 games. So the Titans, what was their strength of schedule? With the 9th easiest schedule in the league, according to Vegas, over under 7.5 wins for the Titans. 7 wins last year. Are they one game better this year? I'm going to say yes. I think this is a more doable bet, and you see it's even money, plus 100 for the over. The under is actually the favorite here, so I would actually take that plus money. I mean, it's to me it's a double up. I would go ahead and take the over.